Hello and welcome to the Midday News on Souk Television. I am Olumide Shokoya. President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday praised the strong performance of Nigeria's capital market, attributing its expansion to renewed investor confidence in its economic reforms. He made this remark in Brazil during a meeting with the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), Dr. Imamotimi Agama, and the Board of Directors of the Nigerian Exchange Group (NGX). The president said the rising market capitalization and strong volumes reflect the resilience of his policy and reaffirmed his administration's commitment to reforms that strengthen investor protection and unlock capital flows. The president stressed that Nigeria's capital market must remain a trusted driver of enterprise and prosperity under the Renewed Hope agenda. He pledged to deepen reforms to strengthen the financial ecosystem and attract more global investment. The SEC chief described the recently signed Investment and Security Act 2025 as one of Africa's most comprehensive legal frameworks, projecting that it would propel Nigeria towards a 300 trillion naira market. NGX chairman Alhaji Umaru Koringa said the trading volumes and values had nearly tripled since President Tinubu took office, urging the government to fast-track the listing of state-owned enterprises such as NNPCL Limited. He also invited the president to the NGX trading floor. NGX CEO Temi Okwola and Director Nonso Akpala echoed that reforms had boosted exchange rate stability, innovation, and investor confidence in the market. The Nigerian Customs Service Federal Operation Unit Zone A Ikeja has handed over expired pharmaceuticals valued at 3.7 billion naira to the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC. The items seized in 3 trucks included various brands of tramadol, codeine syrup, amlodine, and other counterfeit medications. Custom Area Controller Mohammed Shuaibu made a handover during the visit of NAFDAC new Director of Enforcement and Investigation, Dr. Martins Iluyomade. Shuaibu reaffirmed the Customs Service commitment to a memorandum of understanding with NAFDAC, stressing that the collaboration is critical to curbing and smuggling of circulation of harmful drugs. He explained that the expired pharmaceuticals pose great health risk and warned that the counterfeit and expired medicines cannot be underestimated. He assured that more seizures will be transferred to NAFDAC after ongoing investigations. Receiving the consignment, Dr. Iluyomade commended Customs for their role in enforcing regulatory compliance, describing the partnership as strategic to safeguarding public health. He pledged that NAFDAC would intensify this crackdown on smuggling of counterfeit medicines to ensure that only safe and effective drugs reach the Nigerian market. The federal government has been urged to adopt a satellite-based water quality monitoring system to safeguard Nigeria's major lakes from worsening environmental degradation. The Nigerian geospatial researcher Eniola Onotayo of the State University of New York College of Environmental Science and Forestry warned that millions of Nigerians who rely on lakes for drinking water, fishing, and farming face serious health and economic risk without systematic monitoring. Onotayo highlighted that Nigeria already uses satellites for land use and disaster monitoring, but lacks specialized algorithms to track water quality. She pointed to critical lakes including Chad, Kanji, Jeba, and Oguta, which face shrinking volumes, industrial pollution, and oil contamination, yet remained largely unmonitored. Her research, which applies machine learning to satellite data, has already uncovered seasonal algal blooms in Lake Kanji and the traditional monitoring mist. She stressed that Nigeria's inland fisheries are worth over 84 billion naira annually, sustaining millions of livelihoods, and that the early detection of water pollution could prevent devastating losses. Onotayo called for urgent investment in remote sensing laboratories, training for Nigerian scientists, and institutional frameworks to deploy the technology. She said every day they delay implementation, they are putting millions at risk. The technology exists and the need is urgent. Now, the Bank of Japan's latest bond buying operations have revealed unusual signs of stress in Japan's government debt market as investors rush to offload holdings even at a discount. At the central bank's scheduled purchases on August 14 and August 20, the lowest accepted yield matched the average yield, an indication that sellers were unusually eager to exit their positions. The development highlights the pressure building in Japan's bond market after years of heavy central bank intervention. Investors appear increasingly willing to reduce exposure, raising concerns over liquidity and long-term sustainability of Japan's massive debt program. Analysts suggest this trend could reflect growing uncertainty about BOJ's policy trajectory and the durability of ultra-low interest rate. The signal from August operation adds to mounting speculations that the BOJ may face greater difficulty managing bond supply and investor sentiment going forward. Market participants are closely watching upcoming operations for further evidence of whether this shift is temporary or the beginning of a broader sell-off in Japanese government bonds. Now, Chinese stocks have surged to decade highs, lifted by strong support from state-backed institutions and large domestic investors, even as retail traders remain cautious about re-entering the market. The rally has defied concerns over China's uneven economic recovery, with Shanghai Composite Index gaining nearly 25% since April. Analysts point to relatively low valuations, rising allocations from insurers, mutual funds, and exchange-traded funds, and higher yields compared to government bonds as drivers of the market momentum. Newly registered private security funds also signal growing interest from high net worth investors for the strengthening local participation. Despite the momentum, retail investors and foreign institutions have yet to commit heavily to Chinese onshore equities. Data shows new individual stock account openings remain muted, while overseas holdings have not significantly increased, suggesting there is still substantial capital sitting on the sidelines that could fuel further growth if confidence improves. Many thanks for watching. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms at Souqnews TV. I am Olumide Shokoya. Coming up shortly is Just Africa. Do stay with us.